We are going to look at EAS reflections. So I'm going to start with these 2 points. This point is 0.05 and this point is 0.00. And I know that the distance between these points is going to be 5 units. Next, I want to put in my reflection line. And I just picked a random line, and it's this green line here. And the equation for my green line is 1/2 x. The next thing I do is, because 0.00 falls on 1/2 x, I don't need to move it at all. But 0.05 does need to move, and I move that by making a perpendicular line, which is evident by my right angle. To find my perpendicular line, I take the opposite reciprocal. So I know 1/2 x equals y. The opposite reciprocal is going to be y equals -2x. Next, I want to set these two equal to each other so I can find what this point is. So I have -2x plus my y-intercept, which I don't know, equals 1/2 x. And you can see I made the y's. I set this part equal to this part. To find what my y-intercept is, I look at my point up here. And so it's easy to see that my y-intercept is going to be 5, because that's where this line will intersect the y-axis. And the y-intercept in this line is 0, so I don't need to add anything to this side. Now I just do the math. So I start by doubling both sides. So I don't have my 1/2 x, and instead I have a full x. Next, I add my 4x, I add 4x to each side, so I have just 10 over here, no x's, and 5x. Then just by simple dividing, I can find that x equals 2. But that only gives me half the point. So I have to put my x equals 2 into an equation, which easily gives me y equals 1. Now I want to find the distance from this point, 0,5, to the point that I just found, 2, 1. And I can see that I will move 2 over and 4 down. Now this drawing is not quite to scale. So I also now know that if I move 2 over and 4 down right up to my reflection line, I must also do the same. So here I go, 4 down and 2 over, which gives me my new point. 2 over gives me 4. 4 down from 1 gives me -3. So my new point is 4, -3. Now I want to look at the distance from my old points. Now this point right here, 0, 0, is the reflection of its point 0, 0 through this line. So this point stays the same. So I want to look at, I already found the distance from point 0,5 to 0, 0, that was 5. So now I want to find the distance between the reflections. So I have point 0, 0 to point 4, -3, and again, not quite to scale. And the way I can find this is by going, well, 0 and 0, I'm going 4 over and 3 down, so I have a distance of 7. Because I know the distance between these 2 points is 7 and these 2 points is 5, they're not the same, which means this is not an isometry.